Yosef hasn't yet revealed himself to his brothers. He has framed Binyamin by putting his goblet in his bag, announced that he's going to take Binyamin as a slave, and now Yehuda approaches him and masterfully crafts his argument why it's wrong. Yosef should not take Binyamin as a slave, and Yosef can't handle it any longer. He breaks down. He's going to reveal himself now to his brothers, but before he does, he sends all the Egyptians out of the room, including his bodyguards. Why? Commentators explain because he didn't want to embarrass his brothers. But I ask you, if ever anybody maybe deserved a little bit of embarrassment, maybe it's the brothers. Unbelievable people. And they certainly had the right intentions. They thought he was an incredibly severe threat to the future of the Jewish people. They were wrong. And look what they did. They sold him as a slave, as a defenseless 17-year-old to another country. He ended up in jail for over a decade. He lost 22 years with his beloved father. They can't give that back to him. And yet, he's not going to embarrass them in public. And there's more than that. As one commentator explains, he was risking his life. He didn't know what the reaction was going to be. The second that last bodyguard leaves the room, they might jump him, bash his head in, grab Binyamin, and try to make it out before Binyamin's taken as a slave. But he felt, because he knew, that as the sages of the Talmud said, embarrassing someone is like murdering them. So he felt that it's better to risk his life than to embarrass them in public. What a lesson for us. Winston Churchill once said about the Royal Air Force in World War II that never before was so much owed by so many to so few. You can paraphrase that and say that never before can so few embarrass in front of so many so easily. It used to be that if you wanted to embarrass somebody in front of a couple hundred people, you had to get that person in the room with a couple hundred people. Now, you're on a WhatsApp group chat, you're on a group text, you're on an email where a lot of people are copied. Someone says something with which you take issue and you take out your flamethrower and incinerate them in front of everybody else. Don't do it. Stop and think. Do I need to reply at all? Sleep on it. Take many deep, cleansing breaths. You may find, I don't really need to reply. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. No, they didn't mean it that way. I'm good. Or you might decide, no, I absolutely need to reply. I need to tell them how humiliated I was, how hurt I was, how insulted I was. They should apologize. Okay, take those deep cleansing breaths. Work on exactly what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. And then say it privately. Click reply privately. Or don't click reply all. Just write back to them or call just them. You could be at work. Someone sends you a document. Many people are copied. Colleagues of yours. Maybe it's the other side with whom you're negotiating and someone makes an incredible mistake in a document. You have to correct the mistake. Great. Correct it. Track changes. Redline it. And send it back just to the person who made the mistake. You don't have to copy everybody else. They'll notice that. When they see the mistake they made, first thing they're going to check is, uh-oh, did he or she copy everybody else? They didn't? Oh, thank God. They will be eternally grateful. Always remember, embarrassing someone in public is the same as pointing a loaded gun at them and squeezing the trigger. It's murdering them. Don't do it.